Today I'm going to read you a story that's actually a poem about a moose, a goose, and a very loose tooth. It's called Bruce's Loose Tooth. There once was a moose whose name was Bruce. Bruce's tooth was very loose. So he asked the advice of a kindly old goose, "What can I do with this wiggly tooth? It's a terrible bother, and that is the truth." The goose said to Bruce, "I can see no excuse for a tooth that is loose in the mouth of a moose. If you'll find me a string or any such thing, then I'll make a noose, pull the tooth that is loose, and it will fly out like a bird on the wing or a kite in the spring." Bruce said to the goose, "Well, to tell you the truth, I'm fond of this tooth that I've had since my youth." The goose said to Bruce, "Let me help you unloose that tough tooth, Mr. Moose, that has caused such abuse." So the goose found a spruce, and he made up a noose. Then he tied up the moose with the noose to the spruce. Bruce said to the goose, "I'm afraid I don't see why a moose such as me should be tied to a tree." "Silly moose," said the goose, "if you'll just bend the spruce and let it fly free, you most surely will be rid of the tooth that is loose." With a smile of great glee, Bruce then bent the tree almost down to his knee and let it fly free. "Hip hooray!" cried the goose, "hip hooray for the spruce!" "Oh, be still!" called out Bruce. "Is it not clear to you that this terrible tree has just broken in two, and the tooth is still loose in the mouth of this moose?" Then they gave the tooth knocks and hard socks with some rocks, finally using some very large blocks, till Bruce seemed to rock from the knocks and the socks, but the tooth stayed in place like the fur on a fox. Wandering down near an old railroad track, the goose said, "Alas," and Bruce said, "Alack, I shall have to give up every sweet dainty snack, such as poppy seed pie, or mud served on rye, and those most tempting slivers of dandelion livers. Goodbye, lily pad stew, and that marvelous brew, made of water and sand and a discarded shoe. Oh, it's sad, but it's true." "Don't despair, silly moose," said the kindly old goose, "for I see a thing here that will surely produce the loss of a tooth in the mouth of a moose." "Here? Where?" cried out Bruce. "That caboose," spoke the goose. "Hi, Mr. Caboose," called the scampering moose. Replied the caboose, "I am not in use. I'm ignored, I'm forgotten, I'm just a recluse. No good at removing the tooth from a moose." "A recluse," moaned Bruce. "Not in use," wailed the goose. The caboose said, "You see, I am really not free. I can't budge on this rail till a train comes for me, and I've been here 2 years now, going on 3. So for 39 days and 39 nights the 3 of them sat, till a train came in sight. First they heard the whistle, then a click-clackety-clack, and the train stopped beside them right there on the track. The engine said to them, "I need a caboose." "Here's one," cried Bruce, "that isn't in use." The caboose sat up straight, and he lit up each light. Bruce called to the goose, "See his light's getting bright? Now comes the end of his terrible plight." "Squeak," said the caboose. "He said squeak," shouted Bruce. He's moving, at last he's in use." "Chug," said the caboose. "He said chug," cried out Bruce. "Hurry up," said the goose, "we must tie up the noose." "Squeak, chug, squeak," cried the creaky caboose, as the goose and the moose quickly tied up the noose. Off went the caboose, then the noose, and then Bruce. And there on the track lay the tooth that was loose. And now the caboose is no more a recluse. He is constantly busy and always in use, and happily riding inside him is Bruce, who is finally rid of that tooth that was loose. And where, you may ask, is their old friend the goose? He's the chief engineer on the line of the moose. The end.